talking about the coronavirus right now is kind of talking about the league.
LLoLP's podcast!
Hey.
Alright, fine. Now, you want to talk about league? Let's talk about how the LPL is on fire. Because
I don't want to talk about the LPL.
Right, but there's nothing to talk about. That's what we're talking about.
I'm a very bad hypochondriac. I don't want to think about the coronavirus.
Okay, all right.
They're not coming to Worlds. I'm calling it now. Worlds is going to be in NA because it's supposed to be in China. And I'm pretty sure that's not
they're
gonna
gonna
happen.
fuck you over, and they're gonna have it in Australia.
That would be interesting.
Oh wow, that's
I'm
Sorry,
MSI
they're gonna have it in an undisclosed location on a private island off the coast of Southeast Asia.
MSI is already rumored to be in NA. It was kind of hinted at on Hotline League last night by two people who already know where it's going to be. So, probably going to be in NA this year for MSI, just saying.
Area
Which two?
51. We're gonna have to siege it once again for the finals.
Siege it again, boys.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
It just was there. It was good. Oh man.
Okay. So yeah, what's your guys over under on Worlds happening in China this year?
That's a no.
I can't see the future. I don't even remember when Worlds is.
September-ish or October-ish, somewhere around there.
It's
change it all the time.
September.
I don't know. It depends upon how quickly this whole
November.
business clears up.
But that's the thing. Do you think it's gonna clear up in?
I'm not a fucking epidemiologist, motherfucker. I don't know. I
He
don't
doesn't
know,
even
bro.
play
Who
ink,
deals with
dog.
skin?
No.
Sidetrack. Plague Inc. had put out a promotion that was like, no, this is not based on real viruses. We
No,
understand you're
epidemiology
buying
is
the
like
game."
disease control and disease spread.
I gathered that. I was just making a joke about the epidermis.
All right,
It wasn't funny because you just sounded like you were ignorant.
Great ignorant.
All right. So we got one of our main topics today, which is POB to CLG. What do you guys think about this move? This came out like the day after our show.
He should have been the jungler for TL, but
I agree.
Should have
I
been.
agree.
Oh man, I'm pretty sure
TL should have refunded Broxah back to Fnatic.
Don't you mean refused him?
And put Pobe in the jungle, the kid.
And just had him there. Well, I mean,
No,
POB
that sounds
came
good.
back to like an 0-2 week, but you know he's happy now, which
He
is
looks
you
better.
want him to be happy.
He looks better than
That's it.
Crown to me.
He looks better than Crown. I can't fully judge him. There was like I
He played
think only
2-0
one
games.
bad 0 that I saw in the game, but I also don't know how to judge Zeers. That's me. That's me. All right. So
Yo, the guy in the chat saying Pobe held through jungle over Broxah, that's a fact, my guy. That's truth. You're spitting it real.
is that my boy David? Hold on just a second.
All right, so I'm
I
thinking
don't know.
This
I've
is-
never met David.
this is the
No,
best
no,
move
you haven't.
that CLG could have possibly made besides blowing up the entire roster, because they're stuck in last place, and POB was sitting on TL's bench waiting for someone to put him in.
Yep. It was more like Steve was like, "Hey, you know, we can't put you in right now, but we got a spot for you." And Pro Belter was like, "All right, I'm happy to be there." Starting position he opens up. He's just like, "Yeah, put me in. I wanna be competitive. I'm LCS ready." Somebody's about to catch these hands. Somebody's about to catch these Shurima shuffles.
Matt, what'd you think of Pobelter this weekend?
I'm sorry. I was laughing at Amon's someone's about to catch these Shurima shuffles.
Someone's about to catch these Shurima shuffles. That's how you do it. That's how you be dealing. All right.
I don't know. He seemed fine. I think, but I mean, before I like fully compare him to Crown, I'd like to see like more than 1 week, because like if he does okay this week, but then next week he just like implodes, then I'll be like, well, you know.
I mean, he played into FlyQuest and C9 this week. That's quite the they're first and second place right now. That's quite a weekend.
I keep forgetting that FlyQuest is second place because
I know,
they should
right?
be
No,
there.
who would have guessed it?
They
Who
should be
would've
like
guessed it?
they should be like 15th. Like I don't know. Like
Ooh, that was Golden Guardians. I was shitting on Golden Guardians, and now
Yeah, that should have
they're
been
like
Golden
hinging on playoffs.
sure, but I have to flame
that was the other
FlyQuest because it's Haymon's team.
Why? Come on.
We gotta go at each other.
That's the point. Do you know how much time we talk about time? Do you know how many minutes combined on this podcast have been me shitting on TSM completely unfoundedly? No evidence.
Was every week half the podcast was dedicated to me and Matt just snide comments against the other team.
Just shitting on the other team, usually without any evidence.
FlyQuest are the underdog.
It was all memes all the
FlyQuest
time.
are not the FlyQuest are not even animals. They're just like
They're not even animals.
they're not even dogs.
What's the raw turtle even doing on that team?
Oh no, turtle is an animal. That's on me. You caught me slipping. Turtle is an animal, and that's a fact.
Turtle is an animal. Sometimes he'll make sure that you die after he's taking a.
He always flashes forward. That's animal-ass behavior.
You're absolutely right. He's sniffing out a kill. He's gonna do it every single time. There's no stopping this man. That flash button forward.
So this weekend, PoE, who was on CLG as their mid laner before this split, said that he was a big asset to CLG. Travis Gafford interview. And someone posted that to the TL subreddit, or not TL, sorry, the CLG subreddit. And there's a bunch of upvoted posts about how they didn't think PoE was all that good, and PoE is overrating how important he was to the team back then. PoE is second place right now.
Yeah.
Do you think PoE is really overrating his importance to the team? But look, Biofrost said something similar in another Travis interview. And to be honest, it looks like those two players were pretty important to this team because this team fell right the fuck apart. They had Crown, who was like a top 3 mid laner at the time, or at the end of last split, and they still can't like put up wins. They won one game, and I don't call that game a win.
Yeah. Yeah. And PoE definitely has some confidence in himself. He definitely deserves it at this point. He's really proven that he can be the number 2 mid laner. He's on head-to-head with a lot of mid laners. Him and Ignar have been a goddamn great combo and a great upgrade for this team.
Okay, but number
from
2
10th place to 2nd? Wait, what?
What do you mean number 2 mid laner? You mean the mid laner on the number 2 team or the number 2 mid laner in the league?
You're right. Actually, I'm trying to think of a better mid laner right now. Because there's probably better mid.
Who else? Niski.
Okay, you're right. There's a lot of competitive mid laners, but yeah, he's Jizuke.
I don't know. Did you watch that game last night?
I wasn't being serious.
He's a one-man army.
Is he?
It's better than Dart. I switched Academy.
Better than what?
Okay. Nah, I was reading the chat.
Oh no! Stop! Don't read the chat.
Stop! Don't read the chat. But my boy's there.
All right now.
It takes us off topic.
All right, but yeah, okay, but he's still being competitive. He's doing well in the mid lane. He was one of the few people who's actually started playing Rumble mid lane at the beginning of the split. A couple people started picking it up and testing it out. It's not. I think TL played it once, but I don't think they had much success with it. I could be imagining
been banned
that.
a lot, so not a lot of people have gotten to play it.
And it started being banned after PoE played it and had success with it. I do not remember which game it was.
It's been banned since week 1. It might be target banned against PoE, but it's been a very heavy ban.
Now I remember. It was the game in CLG where it's CLG. It was the game against CLG. But otherwise, Rumble is still a pretty great pick.
Rumble is the 3rd most presence champion in the game. I think he has the most bans. Yes, he does. So, Rumble, big pick for everybody. People like Rumble? I don't. People are bad at Rumble.
Okay.
All right. So I want to go talk about this week's results. Boom, they're up on screen. We had a good week of picks.
We all did pretty well, yeah.
100 Thieves had to let me down, though.
100 Thieves? Where did you put them in there?
I had them going 0-2, and they beat Golden Guardians this weekend.
Yeah, we all had them going 0-2.
It's kind of hard to predict. Don't beat yourself up.
Diggs really slumping, too.
Oh, you weren't supposed to console him there, Haymon.
Hey,
that was very kind of you to do.
I'm a nice guy.
Hang on, you're going to get a fiery soapbox in a couple of minutes, so just hang on.
A fiery soapbox. Okay.
All right. So, Dignitas has had quite the slump recently. Now, I'll give it to them for this weekend for going 0-2 because they played IMT and TL, and IMT is looking like they're going to be a playoff contender, and TL is looking like they're improving slightly. A little bit, maybe. Who knows?
It's a little bit. It's a little bit. It's a little bit. We'll find out more.
Let's. Does want to talk about anything else cursory, or do you want to get right into the Dignitas Immortals game?
The match review for that one. Oh, that's gonna be.
Do it.
Mm.
If it's gonna be then fucking do it, you coward.
Goddamn, Smithy got put behind that game and kept on playing like he was ahead.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Yes, I misspoke. Never mind. I'm
Yeah,
crazy.
Ignorant ass.
I'm crazy. I even have it written down there properly, and I just read it wrong.
That was a very curious Smithy game. Normally we praise him for being very resilient in his games, and he did not have his head in the right place in this one.
All right. This is the game where Smithy kept getting pounded.
Where he was like,
nowhere.
Yeah, no. He would be like, Dignitas had good warding that game, and they were ahead. And he was like, all right, I'm going to go buy the Raptor pick. Dignitas immediately goes, wow, are you flanking? Are you serious right now? Dog, you're dead. It was bad. Nick Smithy did not have a good game that game, and Hakuo wasn't able to get the normal lead that he was able to.
Nick Smithy looking like 2015 Nick Smithy on That's the 20, just saying.
Ouch.
That was not
brutality from the kid.
Right there. Yeah,
brutality.
that's where I am.
I also don't think Altec was on his trademark Ezreal pick that's been he's been on
Banned.
practically every game.
It was
Banned.
bad.
Okay, that's why.
So if he was on Israel, they would have had to remake.
If you
Yeah.
True, can't break the game like that.
So this is sort of showing the duality that is Huni this weekend. Because Huni did great this weekend on Mord. And then in the next week, in the next game, he ended like a lot. He played real bad.
I do love the boss, but his refusal to build a defensive item. You have to put one in.
You don't, bro. Defensive items are for people who are scared, and he's never scared.
Wait. Huni played Pantheon.
He played Mordekaiser. Even
Wait.
in the game. No. I'm talking about the Dig versus IMT game.
Yes.
He played Mordekaiser, and this dog was like, fuck Azonias. I'm going to go, and I'm going to build a goddamn Nashers instead of a defensive item.
Okay.
He never got punished for it.
Here's the thing.
My God.
Here's the thing. His job is to ult a tank and fight the tank. That's what the Leandri's, Nashers, and Rylai's is for.
I get it, but you could have done the Zonias first.
No, there's no point to Zonias. Why does he need the Zonias? Who's he Zoniasing?
Alright.
Who is the armor for?
Who is the armor for?
They have one AD champion on that team.
Okay, that's a bit more of a fair point.
They have Misfortune, who is going to primarily damage him with an ultimate. And he can dodge it, because he can ult.
And he can just ult out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. That one makes sense. But I still need him to at least pick up some sort of defensive item at some point. That's all I want.
So, someone explain to me why the fuck we're playing Corki with Omnistone. I hate it. It looks bad. It looks bad every time I see it, and it seems to do no damage. Why? Help me.
It's supposed to be poke.
But why Omnistone for that? Like, why not any other thing? Why not Fleet Footwork?
Why not Fleet Footwork? Why not PTA? if you're going for poke, you want
Dark Harvest, boys.
Dark Harvest. If you're going for
No,
poke.
that's actually awful. It's
a poke
It
thing,
takes
though.
too long. No, it takes too long.
It's super bad.
Because you still need it. You're probably gonna proc it after you get your Triforce, and Dark Harvest doesn't scale that well into the late game anyway.
Yeah. Wait. Dark Harvest is a late game scaling ability.
You're
It is a late game scaling ability, but it's
the
not
U here
like
is Haymont, not Anthony.
No. It used to be really good at scaling into the late game, but now there's like no reason to take Electrocute over it. there's no reason not to take
Wait,
electrocute.
wait. Hang on. That's just straight wrong. Hang on.
Unless you have Karthus in jungle, which is still weird.
No, but no one takes it because no one can proc it enough to scale it well. That's why everyone takes electrocute, airy, or comet. The only people who take this are people like Karthus who are gonna hit it like guaranteed. Like they can guarantee they hit that shit. Who else takes this? Nobody takes this. It's just not worth it.
No.
But I just, why are people picking these things? I don't know. I feel like I could have done anything else here. Azir would have been good here. But can Ica play Azir? No, because Ica's bad. Someone explain to me why we have Ica here instead of Pobelter. We just finished talking about Pobelter. Why Pobelter just improved Crown's team at least 5%. Imagine what he can do to Immortals.
Especially with the Xmithy there, you know, get a little bit of the CLG duo back together. Get a little bit of the TL duo back together.
Where's Cody's son and Ole?
Where's Cody's son and Ole?
And then grab let's go.
Run back all the way from IMT. All right.
Yeah, did they go 17-1 too?
I
think it was the IMT 17-1 series.
They have to be, because that was when Huni and Reignover were just gods. That was after they came from Europe from the 18-0, but I don't know if they had I think they had like a 17-1 or 17-2.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty
no,
sure that's
not 16-2.
Or yeah, I'm pretty sure I think that's spring 2016. Look up their tournament results.
That's a little bit.
It was 16-2 in NALCS. Oh wait. 17-1 in NALCS 2016 spring and 16-2 in NALCS summer of the same year.
Okay, I'm a little bit off with that one, but
that
also
was Wild Turtle Adrian.
If I can put in a question, how was Hakuo that game?
I don't. He looks okay. His stats look fine, but
because normally what would happen during like these IMT games is that Xmithy would be stable and Hakuo would somehow manage to slip in to some sort of bush, he would just be in the right place at the right time.
And he'd just cripple the enemy team.
Yes. Hakuo was a major playmaker for that team, but he didn't really have that much impact this game.
Hakuo was a big part about how they beat TL the week before.
He's pretty amazing at slipping away. As long as, because like I said, you put Altec on Ezreal, who's a pretty safe AD carry, has a 2-item spike, and you just let Hakuo roam. That's been the strategy for IMT. And this time, Xmithy was behind and wasn't really making the correct plays at the correct time. Hakuo didn't get to roam as much or get that duo roaming with Xmithy like he usually does.
Xmithy was stuck farming for the majority of the beginning of this game to get back into it, and he did it admirably. He almost like got his teeth in and really could like get out there, but it was just not enough. He couldn't complete any items. He didn't have his Warmogs, and everyone else was just so much further ahead of him. Jarvan's got 3 items, and everyone else is stuck on 1. When the enemy jungler completes 3 items before you guys finish like half of your second, that's a problem. You're just way too behind. And if you pick Ornn and you can't hit these item points, you're never gonna like actually be able to fight the other team. Ornn is like gated until level 12. And he's almost, I would say almost useless, but his ult's really good, but it's such a big boost that it actually makes him unkillable.
And like I said, he just got caught out too much. Dignitas's warding was too good. They really secured their lead and made sure that anytime he did show in a place that he wasn't supposed to be, or could have been if he was ahead, he just got punished for it. Okay. Got any thoughts, Matt?
No, I think you guys basically covered all my feelings.
Okay. All right. Do you want to take the TL versus EG game?
No. I didn't like watching that.
No, neither did I.
I don't want to run lead on something I hated. Take it away from me.
All right. Well, Anthony, this is the one that you enjoyed the most out of all 3 of us.
Bring up my stats.
You need to bring up your stats. What stats? What are you looking
the match stats so I can not forget what the team comps were.
Catch Ash was a weird lane for me.
Oh yes, this is the I fully remember now. So
This is-
I
TL
didn't get
had
why
the-
they drafted that. The
TL had the
Elise
brilliant
pick, by the way.
idea of picking Elise when
The
Sejuani
Elise.
is up,
Mhm.
and the other
Yeah.
team already has Ornn.
Mhm.
Why aren't we picking Sejuani here? Because you just gave the other team the 2 best tanks in the game.
We've
And-
set, bro.
Long range, engage, almost.
We've set, bro.
Said only has 1 target, and they already had a Braum. Okay,
We've set,
they
bro.
have the 3 best tanks in the game right now.
We have, but that's why they didn't want to pick one because they have Set, so Set's gonna suplex them all.
Eh.
You just pick Sejuani, and then you have an amazing team fight comp. I think that if they had Sejuani, the pick or team fight of this team comp is insane. It's off the charts, and I don't think Ornn can do anything against Sejuani and what's his name, Set.
Set.
Probably not.
Oh my god, was Elise useless. They picked Elise, and then Elise got nothing done. I think Elise was 0-0-0 until like 15 minutes or something. Nothing happened in the early game.
It's the only thing that I remember was them getting 1 pick on Jizuke with the Elise because they caught him while he was trying to place a ward in a particular bush with his ulti. That's the only time that I saw the Elise get a
That's
pick
the
off.
same thing Jizuke did to Bjergsen. That's the only kill that EG got that game.
Yeah, EG. You know, I know
TSM
what you're
game.
saying, but yeah. Oh, the TSM game. Okay.
That was
All
such
right.
a stupid fucking draft.
It was bad. It literally the EG team, the EG coaches just won this draft for them. There was
EG sees them locking Elise, and they're just like, "Oh, the game's over. Can we just not bother? I got dinner plans, man."
they were like you skipped over the #1 jungler. Debatably, no, yeah, still
The number one
best
jungler, one of the best tanks in the game, right? Like, and now what's their front line? Set Kench?
Here's the thing.
Yeah, it's Set Kench because you
TL
have Elise, Victor, and Set Elise.
Ash.
I'm forgetting one. Ash. Yeah, that's all.
Like they had the pieces of a pick comp, but their solo lanes don't complement that at all.
No.
Like I don't. Set is not a very good pick champion. He's like an anti-dive diver kind of. It's not.
He's a very good skirmisher. He just lives for long fights.
And the team fighting and skirmishing on Victor is really good, but like Ash's team fighting is kind of meh at times if she's not built up right and doesn't have a good team to kite with. And who's kiting with her? Tom Kench? Is that the only thing we have here? Because Set can't be next to Ash the whole fight, otherwise Set's useless.
Okay, that's not really my complaint that I have with this comp
I have a lot
because
of complaints.
I do have a couple of complaints. What my biggest complaint is that there's no engage, right? There's the Elise. That's about your biggest engage. If they
What are you talking about? They have Ash Ultimate.
they have Ash Ultimate
Yeah,
also
that's better for picks than engage.
That's
It's-
true.
better for picks. And also during that entire game there was just whiff dash ulti, whiff dash ulti, whiff
Alright, well,
dash
you can't
ulti.
blame him for that. It's fucking hard to hit.
You're right. But
I'm gonna be defensive of the AD carry here and point out that that's not exactly an easy ability to hit.
touche, that's fair. And what is it? EG was very good at communicating. Oh, there's one incoming. You just need a dodge.
Bang
He
also had
took
QSS.
cleanse.
Bang had a QSS that game. Did he hit cleanse? No, he didn't.
No, I forgot that Kench took cleanse, but
and
not
so did Jensen. Well, they're
unskilled.
against Zoe.
No, and Sejuani. I get why. I was just usually when you see Kenches with cleanse, you see unsealed.
Unsealed spellbook to keep it up.
But
Okay.
he took Guardian.
They're going super safe that lane because Ezreal Braum is actually kind of strong.
Really good.
Yeah, and because they weren't able to get any leads in the early game, they weren't able to make as effective use of the Tom Kench, who's supposed to be that, oh, I'm going to show up.
Was this the game that Bang almost cried before in the interview?
No, that was
When
last
was
week.
that? Oh, that was last week. That was so sad.
It was. He
It made me
sounded...
feel very bad.
It's-
Like,
Yeah. It was not a good time for him. You can tell.
oh, I see that they lost bot lane, by the way, because Zazel had the Candyman skin, and that's just too powerful.
It just
too
tears
goddamn
everything
sweet.
apart.
He's too sweet with it. Anyway, I interrupted you for a stupid ass joke. Hang on, so
No,
what are you
it
saying?
was, It was great. I felt for Bang too because it literally felt like he was on the edge of tears there.
Yeah, he was about to cry. What do we think of the new? Hey, we should have probably talked about this sooner into this split.
What?
But they, I'm rewatching part of the VOD from EGTL, and they had the. This is a question about the new XP thing they show.
Oh, you mean the new feature?
Yeah. What do you think?
Want to
about
get to?
this?
We can talk. We can talk
we'll
about
those
some
later.
new features
Yeah,
after we finish.
After this. Yeah. Sorry.
So just one last thing for me at least. This set's build. What the fuck is this set build? Why would you build this? Like, is this just going for a gigantic W? Like, fucking why?
Did he?
Why?
What did Impact do?
He has a gargoyle stone
plate,
a adaptive helm, and a black cleaver. And then it looks like he's going for a spirit visage too, which I guess is okay. But why not get the spirit visage first? You're set.
Stoneplate's such a fun item, though.
Stoneplate. Why, if you're going tank set, why do you need an item that makes you a tank?
Well, no,
You take that out of stuff.
no. The idea is you double your health pool, take half your health, which is your full health, and now your W is your full health pool.
Yeah, it gives you
That's
a fat ass
concept.
W shield.
But you have to
Okay.
land the W, and I'd much rather land a W and have better items.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if it affects his damage, because when you use Stoneplate, you drop your damage a lot. You drop your damage by like 60%. So does the true damage still do the full true damage?
I don't know. Let's.
I've never known that.
Let's practice and let's hit the practice tool, boys.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
we're
one
gonna
thing you
cut
can
away to our
test out.
practice tool segment of I don't
should
have
do
that
that.
set up.
We should have that set up for the future.
Oh, that's probably something. We gotta make sure to keep that in mind for next time.
No, because next time, no. Not
Okay.
unless something specific comes up that
Unless
we
there's
actually.
something really good I want to do there, but so yeah,
Alright.
that's my last thing. Anyone else got anything else they want to talk about this game?
No, it was just like a very stupid draft.
Yeah, it was just watching TL get choked out
All right.
over a 40-minute game. That's what it was.
Well, they did nothing, dude. Like 29 minutes into the game, TL's bot lane are both 0-0 and 0.
Yeah, they
Like,
were super passive and they just lost to the poke comp. You
They
cannot
had
play
no-
passive against a poke comp. You can't. You just can't.
well, they were kind of winning in the fact that for a little, I mean, they were basically even in farm, but they lost. They lost. It was just such a fucking weird fucking game, dude.
Mhm.
Like, who thinks this is good?
All right. So
Anyway.
before we go talk about some of their new UI features for the stream, hey Mod, here's your soapbox. Yell at us.
Oh my god, how can you guys make this mistake once again picking EG over TSM? Every time. Every goddamn time. We have the TSM fan who we flame every single goddamn time. And this is the one time you could have justifiably picked TSM over EG. I made the argument for it last time, even though I unofficially got that one. But, once again, same argument applies in this case. Why?
I have no faith. You see, unlike CLG fans, I know how to make my team win, and that is to doubt the fuck out of them.
God damn it. You're
Also-
gonna take the loss for this one just so that your team can take the dub. Alright.
Also,
Okay.
you can't disappoint me if I'm already disappointed.
So this is just a pleasant surprise. This is what it is.
It's always a surprise if I think they're gonna lose, and I love it. It's great. It's amazing. Do I think
Okay.
they're gonna win the split? Fuck no. Why would I say that right now? Why am I doing that to myself?
Are they
No
gonna
way.
make it out of groups?
Groups isn't even happening. We're not making worlds. We haven't made worlds in 2 years.
LOL.
Are they making it to MSI?
I didn't even have to bring this one up.
I see mine's going, Matt, and you know it, right? Yeah? Right?
I didn't say
I'm
that.
I'm priming Matt to get disappointed. You see? This is how I do it.
I don't.
Okay.
Okay. That's his soapbox. Matt,
That's-
you want to talk about some of the new features on the broadcast?
I don't want to. I was just wondering what we thought about it.
I like them. Anything to give us more information
Yeah,
is better in my book.
it's basically how I feel as well.
Oh,
It's interesting to see and to contextualize.
how
It
close
always
someone is
amuses
to actually
me.
leveling up.
It's not just that. It also like brackets them out and kind of shows you where everyone is. And if it's like, oh, the entire enemy team is above the other team, like Dota had this forever, and it was a pretty good like source of information for the game. I think they mostly used it with gold, because gold is used different in Dota, but not totally. But it would show you that this entire team is winning so hard. Only one player on the other team has broken into the top 5 gold in game, and they're only beating like the support. And that is an interesting way to represent the information to me, rather than hitting X and just seeing the numbers and really only being able to compare matchups and finding out who's best. It's hard to rank them in your head quickly.
At least with XP, you can tell, oh, this one's been in lane longer, this one's been farming a lot more, this one's had, little things that you can tell from having that XP, having that large amount of XP lead over either an enemy laner or perhaps your enemy jungler.
What else did they have? I think they had one for CS, which it's kind of useful. It's not. It's a little less useful because CS has a lot of context behind it more than XP should. Like XP, you should be on the same level as your opponent, and within your team is kind of stacked rank, where it's like your solo lane's your AD carry, your jungler, your support.
My support has 50 CS and I'm dying inside.
Get out of my rank games.
All right.
I don't think you guys. Well, you could.
The other thing, I don't know if they added this last year, but they have the inhib timers. I know EU puts them in the bottom left for both of them. I think NA has 3 on each side for each team. Those are just useful to have the information on. I don't like NA's dragons and like basically the top bar UI. I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. I don't know why we don't use the same UI for the top bar as EU. It just seems like a better version to me. They basically cropped out when you hit tab, they cropped out that top screen and put it right underneath the scoreboard. And I like that. That sounds fine, and it's very clear to me what's happening. And in the middle, it puts the soul. Why don't we have that? Right, help me.
Oh man, EU Productions actually better than NA Productions. Oh no, how could this have happened?
Everyone likes
Where
to
did
like
we go wrong?
shit on NA production, like EU production is magic, and I'm just like, but NA does the same shit, and you just call it cringy. I don't understand.
No,
Did
everybody
you
shits
just
on
post
EU
cringe in
Productions.
my professional League of Legends? That's disgusting.
Everyone just calls whatever NA does cringe and bad, and it's just like, thanks. It's just EU fanboys being salty. I got
EU
it.
Productions is a meme. Do you know how many times in the first week that like broadcast went down in the middle
Oh
of
my
a
god,
game
it was,
happening?
it was so bad. I think I watched that.
EU Productions at its
the-
finest.
The world's production was awful too at the beginning. Oh my
This
god.
is no. You got this the wrong way around. This is EU Productions worse than NA. But now we're starting to let us slip a little bit, just a little bit.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to our next topic, which is who do we think's making playoffs?
None of them.
No teams.
Nobody's making playoffs. No one's good enough.
No,
Scrap it.
the commissioner
Scrap
comes
it.
out. Y'all all trash. It's
And it's not
canceled.
even
Y'all
going
suck.
no more.
A 10-way tie for 10. Get the fuck out. Get some real ass plays in here. Somebody call Korea, bro. I swear to God.
God damn it.
Anyway, except Pole Belter, you can go to Worlds and you
Except-
only.
Alone. You have to 1v5 every.
Yeah, but you can do it because you're Eugene.
No.
Who do I think is okay? I think Golden Guardians, EG, Immortals, in that order, are our top 3 teams. No, I don't think that.
So I want to know who you guys think are going to make playoffs, because the standing.
How many is it this split? I know they changed. Is it 8?
It's no, it's 6 for spring, 8 is for summer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So.
Well, I think Cloud9's the freest choice.
Yeah. So basically, I think we can safely say that Cloud9, FlyQuest, TSM, and Dig and
No,
Immortals-
FlyQuest is going to tank.
are
Likewise,
probably,
don't say that about my boys.
are
I
probably
gotta say
pretty
that.
close to hitting playoffs. Dignitas and Immortals are two that I would say are close to being debatable.
Mhm.
But basically everyone else but CLG are fighting for 6th place.
What's
GG
CLG
100
fighting
and TL.
Nothing. They're
A split.
no. Fight for their life.
Yeah,
I'll fight for my life out here.
they're really on the ropes right now. That's Imagine if they had elimination tournaments still.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean relegation?
Yeah, relegation.
Oh yeah, this would be a very bad time.
Mhm.
So, yikes. But yeah. So
Okay.
I'm willing to say that I think Dignitas are gonna make it. I think Immortals might make it, and if TL can keep improving, I think they're gonna make playoffs. So 100 Thieves, EG, and GG are they out. So
I think
will,
EG could get it.
I will say Immortals look very shaky, but
I think
I
EG
would-
could get in there. I just think it's pretty difficult given.
I agree with the IMT and the dig. EG 100 and GG. If I'm have to honestly pick between the three of them,
You can lie. That's okay. We don't.
I don't. EG unfortunately feels too uncoordinated. That's the only reason that I wouldn't like them as much. But 100, you have the problem with the Meteos jungle where it only looks like he can play Gragas jungle right now to a competitive level. GG, they have their games where they look like they're a good team, and then they have their games where they look like they're not a good team. So it's really, you can pick either of these three teams, like you just said, and it would still probably be a good guess. I would probably pick GG at this time, which is an interesting.
really,
I would pick GG only because they had a good performance against Dignitas, in which they showed Keith on the Thresh was pretty good. And Closer being an aggressive jungler has gotten them leads before. It's been a matter of what they do with the leads. But 100T, there's too much of a mid gap with Ryoma there in the mid. Meteos is not in form. He can, like I said before, he can only play Gragas, and EG is a one-man army. Or it's basically the C9 squad and then Jizuke and Bang. That's what
so
it's the entire split.
wait. What's your quantification of EG?
It's the C9 squad, the former C9 squad, and Bang and Jizuke. That's what they said is happening. Bang said
It
it himself.
doesn't really look like it's the former C9 squad to me. They look quite kind of
It's
everywhere.
coordinated.
It looked
But
like EG and IMT both look like they're very uncoordinated as teams. Not as uncoordinated as CLG, but they're not improving quick enough.
IMT at least has a strategy to patch it for right now. They've gotten found out, and where it's been like, oh, just take Altec off of Ezreal, maybe put that Ezreal ban in, and have to force Hakuo to be in a lane, right? So if they can't adapt around having Altec and Hakuo inside a lane and having to be in those 2v2s, then I'll be more worried about IMT. But EG is too uncoordinated in my opinion. 100T, it's like I said, Meteos and Ryoma are holding them back because it's like some days in their best games, Someday has always been consistent. Even in their losing games, he's had a lead, but hasn't been able to like carry an entire team with it. Cody Sun and Stunt. Cody Sun hasn't been bad. Stunt has had his bad days as well. It's literally just Someday who's being very consistent and being very stable all of the time, and Cody Sun who's also being somewhat stable as well, but not able to make too much of it. GG has, at their best, looked like a good team. And with Golden Glue and Closer continually to pick up fights, and Golden Glue finding success with the Diana mid in his 1 week, where they were 2-0.
Did you say who you think is going to make playoffs?
No, I didn't. I think Cloud9 is going to make playoffs. I think FlyQuest is No, FlyQuest will make playoffs. TSM will probably make playoffs.
Mm.
I don't know. I could see Dig doing it. I could see GG doing it. And I can see EG. Oh, 100 Thieves should probably be on there instead of GG.
For TL, though?
Well, I don't know. No, TL should also be on there. So, okay, guaranteed I think it's C9, TSM, FlyQuest. I think TL's basically locked in if they keep getting better. And then I think EG can do it if they turn the back half around, but I don't expect them to. So I don't know. There are a few teams that are sort of floating at the bottom end that I like wouldn't be shocked if they fell in or fell out, but like those 4 teams I think are locked in for sure.
I think. What do you think TL's like how real is the possibility that TL doesn't even make playoffs? Because if they lose 4 more games, they finish 8-10, and they have 8 more games. So if they go 50-50, like I think they have won for the past 2 weeks. Yeah, they went 1-1 for the past 2 weeks. If they keep doing that, they don't make playoffs guaranteed.
Okay. What I really need from TL is I need them to not lose those drafts again. Because that's something that you don't want when you just got this roster together with your jungler finally coming back. You cannot just lose the draft like that. You need to start picking more tools. You need to make sure that you're taking the #1 jungler and making sure that you take the counter, which is Trundle.
They banned 2 junglers before that, Olaf and Lee Sin, and took Elise, by the way. Instead of taking Olaf, which counters both Elise and Sejuani, and then leaving both of them up for the other team, they took that.
No, that was very bad.
Red flag.
From the coaching staff. And it's not the first time that the coaching staff has done this. We've heard problems with players, Doublelift being permanently put on Senna. He's like, no, this is not something that I want to play.
Riot
this is
saved
not
him.
something that I'm good at. Right.
Riot saved him.
Riot saved him. They nerfed it. But, you know, you can either put that on the coaching staff. You can also put that on Doublelift because, honestly, you should be able to play Senna if it's meta.
No.
I know it's a different mechanic, but you have to be able to pick up those picks quicker.
Well, the thing is it's the style. Like that's what they're practicing is the Senna AD carry style, and they've actually somebody played it this weekend. I forget what team, but you build the support item on her and you just give her your AD carry and have your AD carry just play support Senna and you run like Tom Kent or something, and the Tom Kent takes the farm until Senna finishes the item, and Senna now can still stack perfectly fine. So it's like, is it you're trying to learn a strategy that people are finding ways to make work and theoretically could still be relevant at Worlds, but realistically probably won't be. Most of these that are meta during spring aren't meta
Don't
at
make
Worlds.
it to Worlds.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes coming between now and Worlds.
Like the mid-season change, like almost always shakes up the meta a good bit. But
at the same time, if something weird happens in between then, like for some reason Riot makes a change in the mid-season that's kind of big where, let's say, once again, 80 carries are out of the meta bot lane.
that's not happening.
And that's not
Lost them a
happening
lot of
again at
money.
all.
That's not happening.
But I'm
What'd you
taking
say?
Lost them a lot of money. It's not gonna
Did it
happen.
really?
Probably.
Really?
It made a lot of people angry, and when people are angry, they spend less money on the game.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah, if something like that happens again, you know, Doublelift is probably not going to look as good once again.
Doublelift
And
on
he's going to have to
Vladimir.
pick up a pick.
Oh, that looks so good. I love it. Oh,
Not again, boys.
hell yeah.
Oh, man.
They put Doublelift on Vladimir. They're not making playoffs. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see.
Do you want this team to make playoffs, or do you not want this team
I
to make
want them to make 4th.
You want them just in time.
4th.
All right,
Only 4th.
that's the real answer. Okay, that's the realest answer I'll get here. Okay. Well, that's all I got.
You're a degenerate for that one.
But if the coaching staff doesn't really get it together and start giving these players more tools, because they're good players still, they're still like some of the best solo laners you'll have out there. Impact, still a goddamn beast on Aatrox. They banned it in the last game, I know. But you can't, you just gotta give them more tools and more things to work with. That's how they beat TSM earlier in the split, with Jensen on the Orianna and with them
they
being
beat
able
TSM
to...
because they scaled like garbage.
Oh, because they had Ornn, because they had a ton of things that can work with Engage. And, well, yeah, TSM's team sort of fell off. It falls off after the mid-game. But I'm still going to reiterate my point. You still need to give them the tools to work with.
It's not really that pointless, because you still have to, like, play together as a team properly. You still have to be able to, like, making MSI is kind of important, and sending your best team to MSI still affects your world seeding.
Mm-hmm.
So doing well in general is good, and just sandbagging to try and figure out some weird strategies you can hold on to until worlds is not a great idea. Like, there's, as much as everyone's like, well, it's pointless, you don't have to try that hard, nobody wants to not try, because if you're not trying, you're not really improving. And if you're not taking this time to improve, what were you doing all of spring? They're gonna be like, well, everyone else improved in spring, and now you're trying to catch up in summer. Like, are you actually gonna catch up to them in half the time? Like, that's probably not gonna happen for most teams. The only team that I think is pretty low in the standings right now that could theoretically catch up in summer if they don't make playoffs is TL. And even then, I think it's still a massive issue if TL doesn't make playoffs with this roster, even starting as late as they did.
Okay, I do agree TL's probably the team that's going to come out with swinging from when summer starts, because at that time they'll have boot camping and Rockstar will be there.
They might not boot camp, but okay.
They're going to do a boot camp.
They'll have to boot camp in EU. They're not going to Asia.
Yeah, that makes sense. But on the bright side, Brox is going to be there, and if they don't make playoffs, or if they don't, well, it's most likely that they're not going to wind up going to MSI. But
yeah, I don't see them going to MSI. Even given the next 4 weeks of improvement,
they will actually have the time to boot camp and get this roster together, because it's still a great roster. We were talking about it earlier in the split.
Evil Geniuses looks like a great roster.
You don't like
Fax Man? You know who looks like a bad roster? Dignitas. I shouldn't say that. Dignitas looks like a kind of volatile roster, and boy, are they volatile.
They are. They have their good days where they're great, and they have their bad days where they're.
But
it changes. All right. Think we're done?
Oh no, we have our picks for next week.
What did we pick?
Okay. We got our picks for next week. Now, Haymon, as you are the winner of the results from last week, you shall lead us in our picks. You may commence. Did we differ at all this week?
We do have some differences. I decided to pick out a couple different ones because I thought they were, maybe a little bit justifiable.
Okay.
So the ones that we have the same, we have TSM being TL, IMT 100 over EG, TL over 100, FlyQuest beating Dig, TSM beating CLG, and IMT beating CLG, and of course, one where C9 beats Dig. The ones where we differ, I picked FlyQuest over C9 because I love FlyQuest.
Matt, would you like to take this one?
You know what, bud? It's all you.
No. You need to take your turn. Go in on him. He picked FlyQuest over Cloud9 next week.
I just hit like 15 wrong buttons at once on my Discord, and I heard almost nothing of the last 20 seconds.
He picked FlyQuest over Cloud9 next week. Tell him why he's wrong.
Boy! First of all, you're a fucking idiot.
Drink of water, too, just to prep for it. All right.
Son. Okay. They're 10-0. Like, did you not what part? Like, they're 10-0. Who on FlyQuest in a head-to-head, just on player skill, who on FlyQuest wins? Sven is the best AD carry in the region right now, son. C9's bot lane is fucking ridiculous. The only good part about FlyQuest is sometimes their bot lane. You're not overtaking...
You're gonna say sometimes their bot lane. Alright.
And that's the only good thing, is sometimes the bot lane, bro. The reason they're second is because every other goddamn team is eating themselves into oblivion. They suck, dog. What are you talking about? Bot lane's finna get smashed. My boy Niski's finna smash mid. My boy Licorice is finna smash top, and you're gonna get out jungled so goddamn hard you don't even know what happened, bro. What are you talking about? You think they're gonna 3-man bot and what? Give 3 kills to Sven and not kill him because he's a god? What are you talking about? Untouchable. Anyway, what bullshit do you have as a fake excuse for why you made this poor choice?
First of all, gods can goddamn bleed. Sven has died. This split. Alright.
Okay, but to which teams? Was it FlyQuest?
No, it was to TSM, but hey.
Yeah, so wait,
Who's the number 2 team?
I know.
TSM.
I know, motherfucker, but he didn't.
Alright? And Ignar's goddamn crazy. Have you seen him with this team? Have you seen what he's done? Him and Santorin have great synergy. Him and PoE have been goddamn carried. And Viper...
He's not as good as Licorice, bro.
He's not as good as Licorice? Well, he's goddamn still a beast in the bot lane.
Alright, Matt.
Oh, wait, Ignar's not the top laner. You're right.
Ignar.
I thought Ignar was the top laner. That's my bad.
Matt. What are the over-under on FlyQuest winning if Viper gets Ribbon?
Still 0.
Still 0.
Still 0.
Sorry, no. Then it goes up to a 0.4%.
Then it goes up to a 0.4%. God damn it. Alright.
Your team is trash, bro. What do you want?
And second of all, alright, Santorin does not look that bad. I've actually been
but you
very
couldn't
happy
even
with
say
it.
he looked good with a straight face, son. You had to say he doesn't look bad though. He doesn't look bad though. My guy's out here getting kills in the jungle. Your guy's out here looking not that bad though. Shit, bro. What are you talking about?
God damn it, Santorin has looked pretty goddamn good. He's overperforming for himself over this goddamn
Overperforming for Santorin? What's that mean? He's ganking a lane and getting 2 kills every 3 games? Holy shit, son. That's crazy.
Santorin and Ignar have the goddamn...
No, that was mean. I like Santorin. I take that one back.
He's a
What
goddamn
ever
nice
do to you?
Santorin ain't do shit, and I respect them, man. I like that season when he was on TSM. They had good behind-the-scenes videos.
Yeah, no, I understand. You still got to shit talk him, but you know it.
Yeah, but I take it back because shout out
Okay.
Santorin.
My favorite part about Santorin is when he joined the team, like, it wasn't approved by Riot yet, yet he's sitting behind Dyrus on stream playing games on solo queue, and Dyrus is just there. They're just not talking about it. No one says a thing. Chat's blowing up about Santorin in the background, but you can't see his face. You can just kind of see his shoulder over here, and that's it. And I love it.
I didn't actually know about that. That's very funny.
That was the funniest thing. He was there for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think. It was the best thing. Everyone, it was like the biggest open secret that Santorin was their new jungler.
And also, goddamn Power of Evil. He can definitely match Niski in the mid lane.
That you're trolling. Also, I actually don't think Sven died against FlyQuest.
He did.
No, he
PoE
died.
entered for him.
When was it?
I thought he
It
died
was
versus
the last time they
TSM.
played. It was like near the end on the fountain.
I swore it
Oh,
was
on the
against
fountain?
TSM.
No, TSM didn't kill Sven.
No, TSM didn't kill Sven. It was FlyQuest.
I think. Killed Sven.
No, Sven doesn't die in this game.
Does it?
No.
Killed Sven.
He ends the
It's-
game 7-0 and 6.
I swear.
So
it's
y'all
TSM.
can't even kill my boy in the bot lane. We got a 706 Aphelios, a 109 Nautilus against a 1-4 support. Your boy Ignar, the god, going 1-4, and your Savior Wild Turtle pulling out the fucking 021
Okay.
goddamn Senna.
Okay.
Trash.
Wild Turtle is not my savior on this team.
He is that team savior. You don't ever disrespect Wild Turtle in front of me,
love
even if
him
I'm shit talking FlyQuest.
I love him to death, but Turtle.
Oh, this is the
Anyhow.
run it down game. The
Moving
crowd's
on.
chanting "run it down" at the end of the last C9 Fly game.
That's very funny.
It was
You see
Dig,
him?
it was
All right.
Dig who kills him. Frog and Ints for it. Frog and Ints for the kill. That's who it
Frog
was.
and Ints for the kill. So it's against Dignitas, not even the third or second.
That's another game that's happening this week that we both picked. Okay. So let's talk about some of our other differences, which I think are honestly much closer and just a much better argument for either side. So you have the EG 100 Thieves one, which, looking at how both of these teams played, I think it's pretty close. But 100 Thieves is on a much stronger downward slope than I think. Like, 100 Thieves just got off of a pretty big loss streak. I think it was like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah,
And then
I think
EG
you said it was
only
a
had
5-game
loss.
loss.
And Evil Geniuses just beat Team Liquid. Why would I not pick Evil Geniuses in this matchup? You know.
I do understand that, but also 100T between Stunt and Cody's son someday. I feel like they can find some sort of ground to hold against them. And even though Ryoma is definitely going to lose to Mizuke, I don't know how Meteos is going to perform. It might be, hey, we're great, Meteos, or it might be Meteos we've been seeing all split. So most likely, Meteos we've been seeing all split. But once again, they can hold their ground with someday, and between Cody's son, maybe they can squeeze out a win. If EG continue being disjointed and disoriented and not really picking it up in the mid game, then 100T have a chance.
Oh, actually, some breaking news. LoL Esports has just announced that they are delaying the announcements for MSI because of the coronavirus.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they might put back the MSI.
I need that like blaring bullshit and transition screens and shit. Then okay, now that here we're in the middle of our future picks talk, it's the MSI may or may not happen, which quite interesting.
Oh man, so you think MSI just might be put off because of the coronavirus, and then LPL is only going to Worlds?
Maybe Korea and China don't show up, and we just do Rift Rivals between
Rift Rivals Redux.
NA and EU.
Or do we call up one of the minor regions to the big leagues?
I mean, honestly,
man.
you could probably make an interesting event out of NAEU in Brazil. I feel like that would be pretty okay. I don't think it'd be amazing, but
Probably. The LCK is still having games right now. Just to tell you, even though the coronavirus is in Korea, the LCK is still having games.
before C9 win the split, but don't get to go to MSI.
Ah,
Matt, how would you feel about not being able to see your team on the MSI stage if they still win?
I mean, if it's because of a global pandemic, I think I'd be able to live with it, to be honest.
Okay. My God.
Okay. Let's go talk about the other matchup where we're divided, which is GG versus
C9
EG.
versus Dig. Haymont Pig Dig. No, I'm kidding.
Oh
No,
God.
GG versus EG. Now, me and Matt have both played EG, and Heyman's
All right, Anthony, you take this one.
I took
Yeah.
the last one. You take this one.
No, I took the C9 Fly one.
Right, and
But
I
Anthony
took
picked
the
EG.
EG 100 Thieves one.
Oh, but I don't know enough about GG because I barely watch their games, so
All right,
please
then
take this.
Flame
No.
EG. Then flame EG. Just take the other side.
I'm not gonna
Easy
flame
side.
EG because I like EG.
Come on, dog. You gotta pick
EG is old
one.
C9. I'm not gonna flame them.
Look,
Oh,
all
man.
I'm saying is EG look kinda dysfunctional. But I think 100 Thieves was more dysfunctional than EG. And I think Golden Guardians is less dysfunctional than EG. And I think EG are not going to get Orange, Sejuani, Zoe, Ezreal, and whoever the fuck their support Braum again. That's not happening again. If that happens again, of course EG are going to win this game. Everyone can win with that comp, I think. But that's the only way I think EG can win a game right now is if they get that like a golden comp of that kind. And that's just not happening. GG don't look like they have these massive problems that TL have.
I mean,
They
yes,
never
but
said
GG still have. I understand. I did make the case for Keith and Closer, who have been particularly good, but EG still has Sven Skaren. He's still the former MVP jungler. He still looks good in his games. Bang even if he is by himself in soloing, he does still look good. Kumo's had some insane games, which is weird. Actually, let me amend that. Kumo looked insane against TL. That was a goddamn stellar performance from him over Impact. Even if you could argue that, yeah, it was
He was
Impact
playing Ornn.
Yeah, and he made that shit look amazing that game.
Did you not see Broken Blade solo? Who was he against? Damn it, I can't remember. Who did he solo kill?
Oh yeah, no, he solo killed
He solo killed Kumo.
He did solo kill Kumo on the top lane when Kumo was playing set. I do understand that one. But
no one has ever solo killed Kumo. Shut your fucking mouth.
But Kumo did look insane in that TL game. He has this really high highs and he has pretty low lows. So you can make that argument for Kumo. And Jizuke is still the better mid laner in this matchup. Maybe not by much, but he's still better than Golden Glue.
I actually don't know about that.
Jizuke may be a one-man army who's sometimes getting kills in the side lane and then dying in mid lane, but he's still better than Golden Glue. If it's a lane-for-lane matchup, he's better than Golden Glue. Team synergy-wise, Golden Blue's better on GG. But that's just,
a huge amount of the players in this game used to be on Cloud9 or Cloud9 Academy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like saying half the league used to be on fucking TL Academy back in 2015. They had a lot of good players come out of there. Some of them are gone now, but just saying. TSM has a jungler on like every team except for TL.
Okay. Do you think that I'm trying to remember. FBI and Keith are better than Cody, Sun, and Stunt.
FBI and Keith being better than Cody, Sun, and Stunt. Fuck no.
Here, let me say, for both FBI and Cody, Sun have looked like good AD carries. They've never had any time to show it on these teams.
Wait, okay. I was about to be like, Cody, Sun has had lots of time to show how good he is.
Okay, but more so, who would be better? Do you favor Stunt being the better support than Keith, the overall better support in terms of roaming and laning 2v2?
I'm gonna take the team that doesn't have an OCE import and a AD carry who's been support who's been playing the role for 2 months.
Mm-hmm. But I also have to remember that Keith has had, at one point, the most amount of deaths. I'm still not sure if that statistic is the same, but most amount of deaths in the LCS.
No, he didn't. He never had that stat.
Keith?
Did not have that stat. He has not played enough games to have that stat.
I think him means in the season. Or in a split. Not all time.
This was something that they announced on LCS.
This split, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you meant in the past. Because in the past, he never played more than like 4 games in a split.
Yes, I you know that. But in this split, like, Keith had the most deaths. And, it's a little bit hard to have faith in that. Keith, even though he did have that 2-0 weekend where he looked amazing and GG looked on the same page. Immediately this week afterwards, GG lost to 100. And I don't think they picked up a win. No, they lost against FlyQuest. So even, 100T is still not like the best team out there. GG still lost to them. There's an arguable case that EG makes this, or EG beats them. Right?
Sven and Vulcan's KD is crazy.
Sven and Vulcan's KDA is crazy.
Sven has a good KDA this split? What do you mean?
Wait. I don't know why, but for some reason this database has Sven and Vulcan flipped for 1 game. When Sven played, I'm guessing he played Senna? What the hell? Are they saying that one of his Senna games was a support game? Yeah, because he played the new harass style of Senna. That's a little suspect, but okay. Oof. Oh, he's died 3 times.
Washed.
He died in the CLG. Man, how can he be on a team where the AD carry dies against CLG? God. I'm just asking to lose this weekend.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of
Some
CLG,
way, somehow.
let's talk about the matches we're looking forward to. Matt, you want to go first?
No, I'm not looking forward to anything except C9 dominating FlyQuest. That's going to be a good game. Even, sort of my desire to see Haemon eat his words and my deep fear that I've hyped this up so much that I will eat my words.
Boy.
Aside from the fear and anxiety and excitement, I think it would just be a good game. They're two extremely good teams right now. Even though the last game between them wasn't so good, I think FlyQuest looks a little bit better generally than they did a couple weeks ago, but maybe I'm just hallucinating that because I want it to be true.
But
that should be a good game.
You're looking for the challenger and you're hoping this is it?
I would like to see, I just think, a game between the top two teams is always good to watch, right?
Yeah. Hopefully it's a scrap. I want to see, because,
You don't want your team to get rolled because then you are getting eviscerated.
I will not.
You won't be here. I will call your cell phone and I will put you on speakerphone, motherfucker. I will blast I will leave a voicemail.
Wait, can't you just like do this from like the hotel you're staying at?
I'll be driving home that day.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
I will leave you several voicemails. Just, what the fuck is up, Haemon? You got pounded, dog. Like, I'll just be yelling into the phone on stream. You can't stop me, dog.
You can't stop.
That'll be good content. Yeah, I like that. That I'm gonna clip that one and send it over to the FlyQuest and the C9 subreddits. That'll be nice.
With me shouting into my phone?
Yes.
Losing my fucking voice over that?
And then we'll start off the next show with Haemon having to listen to them.
God damn, that's actually going to be amazing. I'm down for that one.
We'll see.
That's only if they win, though. So let's not get.
All right, Haemon. What match are you looking forward to? You looking forward to the C9 Fly match too?
Oh, I'm looking forward to the C9 Fly match because I have some confidence that it's going to be a scrap fest. That's even if FlyQuest don't win, but they do put up a good front, I'll be happy.
I'll never be happy, but
you'll never be happy, even
different reasons.
Even if C9 dominates. God damn. But I am looking forward to that FlyQuest match. I want to see how TL does against 100 teams. Because this is one thing that we want to keep watching, like how TL's progression is, whether they're actually doing really well, whether they're doing really good. If there's some sort of, like, a larger improvement over their games from last week. Once again, in drafting, even though that was something that we could have put on Kane and Dodo, I also feel like that's feasibly something that maybe Broxa could have said, like, these were priority junglers because these are junglers.
He doesn't get, he's not the coach. He doesn't get the,
He doesn't get, the final say, but most of the time you still communicate with your players. And unfortunately, I still don't know whether that was Kane and Dodo doing it because, they've been kind of forcing.
Sometimes I tell my jungler to pick Sejuani, and sometimes he says to go fuck myself. So, just saying.
So yeah, fair enough, right? So I do want to see TL getting a better read on the meta, whether that's between the players and the coaching staff or just the coaching staff itself, and seeing what they can do with more tools and, hopefully just a better overall team comp and better execution.
So I question why you're trying to use the 100 Thieves TL match as the litmus test for this team when they're playing TSM this week. I'm looking forward to TSM's weekend because it is going to be the shittiest shit show or the hypest hype match. Because I love my El Clasico of CLG versus TSM, but if they lose that game, I'm not coming on the show next week, and it's going to be Matt getting to make fun of us for an hour.
My God. Also, just all of a sudden, I had to take a trip down to West Virginia with my boy Haemon, and I can't make it. That's what's happening.
What you gotta do is, if that happens, Anthony, you set up your stream, because I don't know how to do it.
I hit the record button and I walk away.
That's what I was gonna say. You set it up, start the call, and you walk your ass to the diner, have a nice meal, and cry into your goddamn chicken fingers while I sit here losing my voice going ham. I will literally pull my hair. I will go apeshit. I will become a true degenerate. I will eviscerate.
You're gonna bring up a whole fucking ham and just keep slicing it over and over again. That's
I'm gonna figure out a way to get my camera to show a fucking 80,000 slide PowerPoint of why you're both fucking dumbass animals. We're going in. Let's go.
The next week is shaping up to be either the funniest episode you've ever done or the most normal episode we've ever done.
I'm betting on the latter, baby.
Honestly, dog, I don't understand why you wanted to call an upset sometime with the TSM. The TL versus TSM match just might be it.
I mean, I wouldn't call that an upset though. TL is like on paper a crazy good team. They're just like struggling to put themselves together at the moment. TSM are not that much further ahead.
Oh no, I say they're further ahead.
They're further ahead, but they're not that much further ahead. In a week, TL might catch up to TSM. TSM might do something stupid. TL might do something stupid. Who knows? But if I see TL Talia Pantheon again, I'm gonna claw my eyes out. Please don't do that.
No, I'm gonna say feasibly, like the only time that these where TL can match up against TSM at this point would be in playoffs when they're doing a full series of 5, because I feel like the coaching staff and the players can adapt that well. But I don't think TL can catch up to TSM just in this split. Next week, I don't think TL is gonna come out and be like, "Oh, we're gonna beat TSM again." I don't think so. I know that TSM lost the first time with Schernfire on TL.
But that's stupid.
Yes. They
did that thing where they draft early game and throw. Yeah.
So once again, I think TSM is getting a bit better about it. You know, they're not going full on early game. It's a bit. They have some mid game, a little bit of late game in there. You know, it's good. They pick the Ornn. They pick the Ornn top lane. You know, something to look forward to. Also, that one small thing that we didn't really go over this week, which I don't think we've had. What did you think of the Taric pick in the EG game in TSM? TSM versus
Isn't that close to Taric?
Biofrost picked Taric in that game.
Didn't they play Callista Taric?
No, they didn't play Callista Taric. It was Tristana Taric bot lane.
Oh, that's fine. It's a good combo.
Yes, and I liked how I did like how they played it, because the entire time TSM was just, it looked like they were egging on EG, because EG had the Sejuani and a couple of other pretty big impressive team fight ultis. And TSM was just egging them on, like, come on, we want to fight, we want to fight, we want to fight. And then EG would burn 3 ultis, and TSM's like, oh, nope, we're going to leave and we're going to go to the objective because you just didn't deal enough damage to kill us. And what are you going to do now? You're missing 3 team fight ultis.
I mean, the reason that EG lost is because they could never be on the same page and no one could be in the right spot at the right time, and somebody would just fuck up and have to blow a lot to not die or just die outright. The bot lane was crazy. That's half the fight. Kabe was all over the place.
Yeah, Kabe went blew Banks Flash at level 2, 3? I don't know.
I just don't think this bot lane's that amazing. Well, I think it's a good bot lane. I just don't think this was like, don't you see this? This was the thing. This isn't Sona Tom Kench for the first time. This is just, yeah, you pick Taric with somebody with a dash in, because then you hit the stun and then you close the gap.
No, I think I think that was probably Kabe, or Kabe bringing up the Tristana pick, because that's something that was favored in EU a couple splits ago.
It was favored in NA too. They played it mid and top because they wanted to farm out lanes.
Oh no, just regularly in bot lane. That was something that was pretty often.
When they first added turret plating, or even the year before that, it was pretty popular because they used it as a siege comp. Yep. They would just break turrets and they'd bring Tristana around and kill all 3 turrets.
But particularly into Ezreal, when Tristana has a pretty good early game before she hits that mid game dip, They did that really well, and then they just played around the team fighting. Like I said, egging on EG to use their ultis, and then being like, "Oh, all right, we're going to the objective. You can't stop us now." They literally held all of their ultimates.
Well,
Bio never used his ultimate twice that game.
he doesn't need
And
to.
they
Also,
could
the game
never
was
do.
32 minutes. They only had 4 fights.
He never needed to. They would egg EG into using their ultimates, then they'd heal up using a salvation, not redemption, the upgraded Ornn item, and then they'd go to the objective, and then just
upgraded.
You didn't get it upgraded? Oh, that was just a regular redemption?
Yeah, he didn't. They didn't finish the game. Well, they finished the game too quickly to get it upgraded.
Okay. Either way, it was crazy. One that TSM had goddamn balls of steel, also including Dardoch going, "Oh, look, I'm caught out. I'm gonna ward hop away." No, you just burned your ulti.
Matt, what do you think? What do you think about Tristana Taric bot? Is it good or is it just a bot lane?
It's a bot lane.
It's a bot lane.
It ain't bad. Don't get it twisted. It's not a bad bot lane. There are worse duos, but there are better pairs for Taric. There are probably better pairs for Tristana.
Who's a better pair for Taric?
Callista.
Close. Not banned, but even still.
No, I don't think you pick Callista, but I think if you were gonna be you could run this lane or it's not in my top 5. I don't think either one of those champions are in my top 5 for their role right now.
Tristana's coming.
She's coming up, but I don't know if she's there yet. She's got such a specific play style that you don't see a lot of teams going for. I don't know.
That's what the Taric's for. You got the stun.
I think this was
but you don't.
I think this was particularly the case of Tristana. Of Ezreal. This was particularly big into Ezreal because of how strong it was in the early game. And because even then Ezreal can't really poke you when you get passive armor from a Taric. It's very hard to return damage when it's being healed in shield. Yeah, and with Tristana's particular burst in the early game, he burned Vang's flash very early on. I think that's everything.
Yo, you wanna take us? You wanna take us home?
Yeah, I think I will. I think that'll do it for this week on the Legendary Lens podcast. You can catch us Tuesdays on twitch.tv/NizzyTV11 at 8 p.m. Eastern. Catch the VODs on the YouTube channel Legendary Podcasts.
Mm-hmm.